It is such a treat when you get one of the pound-for-pound kings, and he is back this weekend under the bright lights of Los Angeles with a Saudi cloud hanging over for sure, but the bright lights of LA welcome one of the game's best as Terence Crawford is back in the ring going up against Israil Madrimov. Talked about some of the other key fighters on this card earlier this week. I'm not going to go into a full breakdown of those fights. Apologies for that was initially my intention, to be perfectly honest. And it has just been an absolute week of madness around here. So if you want to know some of the other fighters on that, you can go back and check that out. Or if you are listening to the mega preview that I've put up a little bit later on, then you know that I've already talked about it. So let's break down this main event. It is Israil Madrimov going up against Terence Bud Crawford. Bud is 36 years old, born in Omaha, Nebraska. The southpaw stands at 5'8" with an unblemished record in 40 fights, 40 wins. 31 by way of knockout, including his last and maybe his most impressive, not even maybe, his absolutely most impressive, a knockout in the 9th round of Errol Spence Jr. back in July 29th of 2023. He has knocked out his last 9 opponents. He has wins over Errol Spence Jr., Sean Porter, Kell Brook, and Amir Khan. This will be the 5th pay-per-view that he is the headliner for, and he's been a pro since 2008. Going up against Madrimov, who is 29 years old, born in Uzbekistan. He stands at 5'8", 11 fights, 10 wins, and 1 draw. 7 wins coming by way of knockout, including his last bout back in March, a knockout in the 5th round of Magomed Kubanov. Again, that coming in March of 2024. It's back-to-back wins after a draw for him. This is so clearly a gigantic step up in competition, as this will be just the 4th fighter that Madrimov has faced that has a Wikipedia page. He is a former gold and silver medalist at the Asian Games, and he won silver at the Asian Championships in 2017. So, certainly I was going to say decorated international fighter. He's won some stuff internationally, at least within Asia. This fight shouldn't be close. This is a fight to get Terence Crawford some more money, get him back in the ring for the first time in 2024, hopefully put some pressure on Canelo Alvarez to set up one of the biggest super fights this sport has ever seen. I feel bad dismissing Madrimov, but like I said on Monday, the only thing I see that could limit Terence Crawford in this fight is if there is a bit of a letdown after his pound-for-pound bout with Errol Spence Jr. back in July of last year. Crawford has been knocking out some of the best fighters this sport has seen. And honestly, given the stakes, given the circumstances, given where both fighters were ranking pound for pound, his fight against Errol Spence Jr. is legitimately one of the most impressive performances in the history of high-level boxing. And so to come off of that and then to lose to Israil Madrimov, I simply don't see it happening. So I think he gets the win, and hopefully it is another pound-for-pound level fight for him coming up after this one. Madrimov is a good fighter, an interesting fighter coming up, depending on the weight class. But he is just simply not ready for this level. I do not anticipate the main event being overly lengthy for Terence Crawford against Israil Madrimov.